Hey boys and girls, are you ready to make some puffy paint and practice our letter U? I am. Let's get started. Oh. All right, boys and girls, we are ready to make our puffy paint. So I've got all my ingredients. I've got a cup of flour, which I've put into this 2-cup measuring cup so I can mix it in this because I think it's got a little pouring spout on it, and I think that'll be easy to pour it into my little individual cups that I'm going to use to make my colors. So I've got a cup of flour, I've got a container of water that I'm going to use for the mixture, I've got my baking powder and my salt and my food coloring. So let's get started. So we're going to add 2.5 teaspoons of baking powder to our flour. And your mommy and daddy can help you measure that out. So that's 2. Excuse me. There's a half. And then we'll add our salt. Gotta be careful pouring that in because you don't want to get too much salt. There we go, perfect. And I'm going to use the end of my paintbrush to mix my ingredients together. I'm going to mix the dry ingredients together just to make sure that everything's evenly distributed. Distributed is a big word, isn't it? That means that it's mixed up really good. We're going to add some water to this and make our paint. And you need a lot of water. You don't want your paint to be really thin, but you don't want it to be thick either. And you want to try and get out as many of the lumps as you possibly can. So we're going to mix that up really good. All right. It takes a little bit of work. You can take turns maybe with your mommy and daddy mixing it. All right, so this is the consistency that you want your paint to be. It's a little lumpy, probably not perfect, but you want it to be thin but not too thin, if that makes sense. All right, so now we've got everything mixed up, and we are going to pour the paint without the color into our individual little containers. And it doesn't matter what you use as your container. I'm just using these little tiny containers I use for salad dressing to take for school for my salads. So that should be good. And we'll set the rest of that off to the side. Now we are going to add our coloring. And I think that I'm going to do one that is green. And you can make it as dark or as light as you want to. We'll start with that and just see what happens. Ooh, that's cool. Get that mixed up really good. It takes a little bit to get the color down there into the paint. Oh, I found a lump. Let's see if we can smash that lump and get it mixed in a little bit better. All right, I think that green is mixed nice enough. And I think that I will do one that is yellow. Let's see what we need to add there. And I know that food coloring doesn't look like yellow, but it is. Watch as it mixes in. One thing I might do differently if I did this again is probably not fill these quite so full. It would make it easier to mix in the color. See how that's making yellow? Isn't that cool? It'll be a pretty color. Get it mixed really good. There we go. All right. We'll clean off the end of our brush. And then I think I will make purple. So with my red and my blue, I'm going to add both colors to this. Let's see what that does. Remember, red and blue make purple. Ooh, there's our purple. Isn't it fun to mix colors together? See what color's gonna, how it's gonna turn out, what colors you can make by adding colors to other colors. Ooh, that's a nice purple. All right. So now that we've got our colors mixed in really nice, we'll clean off the end of our paintbrush and we will start painting our letter U. All right, boys and girls, so now we've got our colors made and we are all set to paint our U's. Now, I would definitely advise using a regular plate. I tried a paper plate and the puffy paint kind of just absorbed into the paper plate. So you want to use a regular plate, like one of your mommy's and daddy's plates. So you've got to be really careful. All right, so let's paint our U. When you make a U, you start at the top and make a nice long line. Bring it all the way down and then big curve and then a long line. And we're going to fill that in really nicely with the paint so it puffs up after you've made your outline for your U. You can do whatever colors you want, whatever your favorite color is. I know a lot of you, your favorite colors are purple. And I know we've got some red as our favorite color and blue. I like yellow a lot. Yellow's a happy color. It makes me think of sunshine and warm days playing outside. I like yellow flowers too. I have a yellow magnolia tree in my yard, which is very unusual. Usually magnolia trees are pink or like a bright pink or white, but mine is yellow. I'll have to take a video of it and show it to you. Maybe tomorrow morning we can do that. All right, so now we've got our puffy paint in the shape of our U. And we're gonna walk it over to the microwave and watch what happens. All right, so we put our plate in the microwave and we put it on for 30 seconds. We can kind of see that going around in there. And hopefully when that comes out, the paint will be puffy. All right, we're all done. Let's see what it did. Now, boys and girls, when you are pulling something out of a microwave, you have to be very careful because things can be hot. So you'd want to have your mommies and daddies get stuff out of the microwave after it's been cooked because it's going to be really hot. So I'll just test this and make sure I'm not going to get burned. And look at our U. Look at the puffy paint. Isn't that cool? Okay, so boys and girls, what's neat about this project is you can clean this off and paint again and do it over and over and over again. Warner, my son, is going to make some really cool pictures with the puffy paint, and I'll show you what he makes in just a minute. All right, let's see what Warner does with his. Remember, Warner, you got to get quite a bit of paint on it or it won't puff up. You can make whatever design you want to. Maybe you could make an umbrella. That would be fun since it starts with the letter U. That's something you could do, boys and girls. I think Warner is making a flower. Making his leaf. Don't forget, you got to clean off your brush in between the colors. All right, we'll see how this turns out in just a minute. All right, let's see how Warner's flower turned out. All right, be careful, Warner. Remember, it's hot.
Right. So I'll just make sure it's okay.
All right, look at that, boys and girls. Isn't that cool? All right, boys and girls, I hope you enjoyed making puffy paint with me and Warner. I thought it was fun. I know Warner enjoyed it. Now, a few things. If your paint is not puffing up really good, you can have your mommies and daddies add a little bit more baking powder to your colored mixtures so that it puffs up a little bit more. Also, I found that if you spread the paint, then it doesn't puff up very much. That's hard to say. It doesn't puff up very much, but if you dab it on, and your mommies and daddies will know what I'm talking about, then the paint puffs up a lot better. So I hope you have fun with this project and you make lots of U's and you work on finding words that start with the letter U. It's kind of hard with the letter U, but I think you'll have fun. Talk to you later. Bye.